Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Stitch, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Stitch's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we use while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Stitch has been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we will be sure to show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now, as you can see, Stitch is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side. That's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to go ahead and demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Stitch take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to use is Stitch heel, and you're going to simply start walking. Don't wait for her to get up and start walking, but give her the command Stitch heel and start walking, and she will fall in line nicely right there heeling at your left heel position. She should not be lagging behind where you have to pull her on the leash, nor should she be lunging ahead where you are getting pulled by her on the leash. Also incorporated into our heeling exercise is an automatic sit, so anytime that you're out walking and you stop, she sits nicely at your left heel position, and there was an example again right there for you. If she was to pull on that collar, you're just going to give a tug and release correction and tell her no and remind her to heel. But as you can see, she's not allowing us to demonstrate that because she's doing a fabulous job heeling. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command, and the stay command is a hand and a voice command. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm an inch or so in front of her muzzle and the one-word command to stay, and then you're going to walk out to the end of your training leash. She should remain seated throughout the entire command in this position. When you're practicing your long sit stay at home, you want to start at about 1 minute and increase over time intervals up to 3 minutes. This is a great command to practice frequently throughout the day to help build up Stitch's ability to sit stay for longer periods of time. Great job. Fred's going to return back by walking all the way around, and behind her is an added distraction. She's such a smarty pants, and she remains seated throughout that entire command. And you saw Fred give her a little pet on the head there. We use lots of praise and positive reinforcement when working the dogs through their command to let them know that they are working hard and doing a good job. So you want to make sure that you're continuing this at home by using lots of praise and positive reinforcement. It's going to demonstrate that sit stay for you again. We're going to let them hold it for a couple seconds here. They're going to demonstrate the recall or the come on command for you. You're going to use Stitch's name to call her in. She's going to come in and sit nicely in front of you. And she returns to heel position by heeling around the back of you, returning to your left-hand side, sitting nicely, waiting for her next command, ready to go. And Fred's going to demonstrate that for you again. Leave her in a sit stay, walk out to the end of the leash. Let her sit for a couple seconds to hold her sit stay. Call her in using her name. She should come in and sit nicely in front of you. You can guide her with the leash if need be. And heel her around the back of you, returning her to your left-hand side where she will sit nicely waiting for her next command. Very well done. Now it's important when Stitch comes home that you're practicing your commands both indoors and outdoors. And you want to pick an area at first that has no distractions so that you get a good feel for working her through her commands and that you feel comfortable. And then over time you'll slowly increase the amount of distractions in your training sessions. Now this next commands they're going to demonstrate is the down commands, and the first is down from a heel position. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm again, but this time straight down towards the ground and the one-word command to down. Then give the stay command and walk out to the end of the leash. And with the long downstay, she should remain laying down throughout the entire time. Again, another great command to incorporate into your daily activities to help build up Stitch's ability to downstay for longer periods of time. And with this command, you're going to start at 3 minutes and increase your intervals working up to 5 minutes. Now she's doing a great job. But if she was to break the command, you would tell her no, go back to heel position, put her back in the down, and repeat the command. She must follow through from beginning to end, so it's important to be patient and consistent. And Fred heels her out of that. Also, when Stitch first comes home, you want to make sure that you are setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes for the first couple of weeks at least to have a formal obedience training session with her, such as this video here. Again, you'll be generalizing your commands throughout the day, but you also want to make sure that you're setting aside 10 to 15 minute training session to help with the transition back home. Fred's going to put her in another down.
No.
No, she didn't go down, so Fred gave her a nice firm no, repeated the command, and she went down. And we will go over all this again with you during your one-on-one training session. And this time they'll demonstrate the recall or the come command from the down position. Good job. She gets up, comes in, sits nicely, gets a little pet, and heeled back around. Now this last command that they're setting up for is the down from a distance. And for this command, you're going to leave Stitch in a sit-stay and walk out to the end of the leash. And from the end of the leash, use your right hand to give the down command.
No.
Now she broke, so he puts them back in a sit. It's important to put her in a sit before you put her in her down. She's being reluctant, so Fred's just going to work her through it. This is a good example of how you have to be patient and consistent and make sure that she follows through with what is asked of her. The second you give up and get frustrated, she will definitely realize that, and she will try to weasel her way out of it. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Stitch has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Stitch, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.